Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today in Need for Speed Unbound, we're going to be looking at the Focus RS. And we're going to be doing that in A-Class. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to swap the engine to the 2.6 liter inline 6. And then for the parts, we are going to leave the induction at basic, the ECU at basic. The fuel system will be Pro. The exhaust is Pro, or I'm sorry, the fuel system is Sport. The exhaust is Sport. And then we have a Super Dual turbocharger, the Sport Nitrous with the Elite Road suspension, the Pro brakes, the Super Grip tires, the Elite clutch, the Pro 6-speed gearbox with the Elite differential. Right now, I don't have anything in the auxiliaries because when I built this car, I just didn't have the money to put it in there. But throw whatever you want in there. Typically, it's Super Nitrous Grip and Drift. For the handling, it is at 85% grip. Steering sensitivity is all the way up. Downforce is 3 to the right. Traction control is off, and drift entry is brake tap. That'll give us a top speed of 169 miles per hour, a 0 to 60 of 3.7, with a quarter mile of 12 seconds, which isn't the greatest as far as quarter mile goes. I'd like to have it under 12. But it really isn't bad. It's good off the line, and it at least gets into the higher speeds pretty quick. It's just trying to get to the last little bit to top out the speed that actually takes a little bit of time. All right, so let's go hop into a race, and we will see how it does. Oh. Alright, sorry about that. I got lost in thought for a second. Here we go, trying this out. There's a Skyline, so that's a pretty good test. And then there are 2 other people in this race. I'm not sure how this will perform given the competition, but we're about to find out. And I know this is a car that, you know, a lot of people have used. Oh, wow, I took that corner bad. Me corner bad. Me focus driving, not talk. But it's catching me in the corners. I think mostly because I'm drifting instead of gripping them. I think if I tried to grip them up, I'd probably have better luck. But yeah. Hopefully I can pull out the rest of this race and win it. And against the Skyline, that's not too bad, because the Skyline's a pretty good car in A-Class. I mean, it's a pretty good car in most of the classes, but specifically in A-Class. And I got myself a little challenge completed, so that was nice. And it does micro drift really nicely, because most of that was a micro drift. Alright, let's get back up on the road. Let's grab a little bit of that right there. Grab a little bit right there, because that also helps refill your actual nitrous. While it gives you boost NOS, it'll also refill your standard nitrous as well. So that's a nice little thing to, you know, just miss in traffic as much as you can. And hopefully they don't catch me in these tunnels. It is totally possible that it could happen, but I'm just hoping I can manage to pull this out. And let's find out. Oh god, he just gave me a boost. Thanks for running right into my rear end. I appreciate that. Alright, so there we go. That's 1 race down and 2 to go. Alright, so here we are on Windy City Sprint, which is a race that does favor top speed and acceleration over handling. So again, I'm not sure how it's going to perform, because the top speed on this car is pretty good for A-Class. It just doesn't want to seem to hit it for whatever reason. I just don't get enough nitrous to get it up there, I guess. But here we go, and hopefully we'll have a good result, even though I'm not 100% expecting that. Although off the line, I got some distance from these people. I'm going to assume that somebody messed up their launch, and that's part of the reason why. Just be careful going through that section right there if you don't know, because you don't want to run into the wall. Or I should say the pillar, not so much the wall. So as we can see, the speed is still climbing. It's just not as high up as I would like it to be at this point. We're at 152, and here comes something. What is that, a 180SX? I'm not sure what that is. I just know they messed up in that corner and I didn't take advantage of it. That's what I do know. He's trying to block me out right here, but I will just draft as much as I can and get as much burst NOS built up and hopefully carry this through the corner. There we go. And we'll burst around this one. There we go. And we'll just finish it off here. So, like I said, I wish it would get to the top speed faster. I don't think I ever actually hit 167, but I at least was able to drive the car in a way that got me around and got me the win. Oh, it was a Silvia. Did it mess up in that corner? Because it ended up at the end. But I finished well ahead of everybody else in that race, so that's a positive, even though I had just passed that, I think it was the Silvia in the last corner. Let's see if I can have a good result in this final race or not. Alright, so it looks like we're going to be racing off the grid. Okay. Yeah, that was the car. It must have gotten lost in that corner if it came in last place, and it was in first until I passed it, and then everybody finished so far back. Alright. Get that launch. Get around the skyline. So, out of the cars I'm racing against, this obviously has the best launch, just because I'm able to get out in front of everyone right away. Beyond that, I'm not sure if it has the best anything, but I have managed to win 2 races with it. It just feels slow. I don't know why. It just feels so slow. Oh, I just missed that checkpoint because I got pushed. Oh, that's going to cost me. But I should be able to get around that Mustang. I mean, good news is this race is a decently long race. And I knew those cars were there. I also knew I didn't have much of a choice. I'm just hoping to be able to at least catch back up to second place. Right now, it is looking like a tall ask. But maybe not as tall as I thought, because now I'm starting to see them a lot easier. I just need some nitrous. And if anybody takes that path to the right, they are crazy. Oh, hey, I managed to get caught up to the, what is that, the Silvia? I'll cut the grass. I typically won't because it causes me to lose speed, but just to get the lead without running into anything, I was willing to take that chance. I wanted it to drift there, but it for some reason didn't want to. I told it to, and it decided it was not going to. So that caused me to screw that corner up big time, but I ended up coming out of that relatively unscathed. I'm not complaining because I got the lead back, even though it took me longer than I would have liked. That just goes to show that in A-Class, most cars don't have that acceleration you would want. And as well as, I mean, it could just, you know, be this car, but it's a lot of A-Class cars that are like that. And thankfully I was able to get that last little bit of burst NOS. And hopefully I can carry it through this section. And there we go. Yeah, that actually worked out exactly how I was hoping it would. This car really does handle well. I mean, it's an all-wheel drive car if I remember correctly. And it actually responds to what you're telling it to do. So I'm telling it to just turn here, it's turning. I didn't let off the accelerator, I didn't brake, I just kept the accelerator down. But unfortunately, it does slow down quite a bit while turning. But if I can get through this last section without screwing up, I think I should have a win. And let's see. Oh, I almost screwed it up. I screwed it up. But I recovered. That was all my bad driving. That wasn't the car at all. That was just me being a poor driver. But I managed to you know, recover it and save it and still win the race. So yeah, if you didn't already know, the Focus RS in A-Class is a pretty good car. It is definitely at the top of the A tier. The only other things I would say that are up there are the Lotus Exige, the 71 Skyline, and probably the Skyline, the R34. Yeah, but it's a good car. It handles great. It turns the way you would want it to. Apparently, just didn't want to drift. The one time I wanted it to, it just didn't. But other times, it does exactly what I want. So I think this is a great car to have in A. So if you haven't already, you should probably pick it up and build it. That's going to do it for me today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Leave some comments down below. Smash the like button. And I will catch you in the next one.